company about the closing costs. As I said, they might have a policy that you're just not aware of.
I'll check with my work. So other companies do pay the full cost?
That's right. Most of them will either pick up the loan origination fee or an amount equal to that. Many of them do pay the transfer taxes and the attorney's fees.
Okay, I see.
Okay, now let's go back to the original question about how much of a cash investment you want to make. Can you talk about that?
I think it's best to invest $30,000 for the closing costs.
Okay, it does include your closing costs. Now let me think. Let's see. If interest rates are at 9, and to be on the safe side, I better say 10.5%. Oh, did I tell you about assumable mortgages?
Assumable mortgages. I had a friend who told me that they bought a house with insurance. And
A
used
lot
the
of people
assumable
ask me
mortgage.
about it, and it is possible to get them. However, it really does limit the number of properties that are available to you right now. I do check them daily for a number of investors, and like I said, it limits the number of amenities you can get, but I will keep my eyes open, and I'll do the best I can do.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, now, earlier you mentioned about a house that you saw. I think it was out on River Road.
Yeah, I drove on River Road. And I really liked that house on the corner.
Now, was that near the school?
Yeah, I really liked the variety of houses.
I know the neighborhood is really beautiful. It's an old established neighborhood. It's very expensive. I'd say anywhere between $200,000 and $300,000 a house. But I'll keep my eyes open for something like that.
Yeah, I really, really liked those houses. Beautiful homes.
Okay, well that's really important, and I'll really watch out for something like that. Now, let's get back to the financing. Let's say, I think we can get you between $140,000 and $150,000. Now, when I'm talking about that, if you get the 90% loan, you have to pay 10% down, and if you get an 80% loan, you're paying 20% down. But the 90% down loan, it's really a disadvantage.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's a disadvantage because with a 10% down, you have what they call a private mortgage insurance.
I thought they took the private mortgage insurance out.
No, unfortunately, it hasn't been done away with altogether. It's really there to protect the investor against defaults. Now, they want to make sure that they're going to get a fee until you've paid down the 20%.
It's for them to protect themselves?
That's right. Now, after you've been in your home for a couple of years and the house appreciates, and you can request that the lender drop this fee.
Okay, I see.
And usually, it used to be that until you've invested the 20%, they would charge the fee, but they really can't do that anymore.
What about before?
Well, like I just said, it used to be that until you'd pay the whole thing, until you'd paid up to the 20%, they were going to charge that fee, but it has gone to court. Now, let's go again here over the $150,000. Let's say you buy a house for $150,000. That's $15,000 down with the 90% loan, and $10,000 in closing costs. That brings you nicely into that $25,000, $30,000 range.
The closing cost is expensive?
Closing costs are high, and I can give you some of those figures when you go home. But like I said, with this down payment, with a $25,000 to $30,000 down, I think your needs are quite modest.
I'm not sure I understand.
Okay, well, let me go over it one more time. If we find you a home for $150,000, then with a 90% loan, we're going to have to put $15,000 down and another $10,000 down in closing costs. It brings you right into your $25,000 to $30,000 initial investment. Right.
25,
That's the
30,000
original
down?
cash investment that you had wanted to make. I think we're going to be able to find you lots of properties right in there. Okay, now, are you going to be coming back here from LA next weekend?
Yes, I'll fly from California. I'll come back here on Friday, and we can go and look at some houses.
Okay, well, when is your start date for work?
I'm not going to start here yet. First, I want to look around and find a house.
Oh, well, that makes a big difference. Now, since you're making a special trip out next weekend, I'll set both days aside, and I think maybe Saturday we'll just drive around some of the neighborhoods that I think you're going to like. And I'd like you to take notes during this so we get a clear picture of what you want. And then Sunday we'll actually go into some of the homes in the neighborhoods that you like.
I can follow you.
Okay. Now, this could actually happen as soon as next weekend, and I have plenty of loan officers in this town who would be more than happy to accommodate you. All you need to bring with you is a loan application, and they'll process it right then and there.
Yeah, I can fill out the application, give it to a loan officer before I even find a house.
Okay, great. I do have a list. It's a couple pages long. It spells out everything you're going to need in terms of financial data, and we'll just bring it with us to the loan office, and they'll process it as quickly as possible.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. I have to fly back to California, but I will call your office next week when I arrive
Great.
here.
What I'll do is if you have a few minutes, I'll run it off on the computer when we're done, and I'm very glad to have met you, and I hope we're going to be able to help you out. Nice to meet you.
Yes, it's nice to meet you
Great.
too. Thank you. I have to fly back.